Hey loves! Today we're going to get ready together using all drugstore makeup, and I have some new affordable makeup releases here as well that we're going to try together. So grab a snack, get cozy, and let's get into it. So we're going to start off with these palettes from Covergirl. I picked these up at Walmart. I actually have never tried these little mini quads, which are the eye enhancers. And then I have this larger smoky eyeshadow palette, which this one is new, this color story, but I have tried these. Let's start off with the smoky palette first, and I'm going to take that soft gray. So I talked about this on my vlog channel, but I recently got my color analysis done, and it turns out I am a true winter palette, which means a lot of these tones are my tones, like the cool tones. Also, the color that I'm wearing today is one of my colors. But I feel like for the last year and a half or so, I have been obsessed with cool tones more so than warm tones. So I wasn't too surprised that I was a winter palette. So it's funny because I used to use cool tones like when I first started getting into makeup. And then I kind of gave cool tones a break and I was all about the warm tones, especially when makeup was like super poppin', like during the 2015 2016 time, where I feel like warm tones were extra popular. Turns out cool tones look best on me, but of course I'm still gonna be using warm tones and colors that aren't in my palette. But I think it's just such a useful tool to see, like, color theory really is a thing, and there are certain colors that will make you look better and maybe make you pop or your features pop a little bit more, and I just think that is so fascinating. By the way, I'm gonna go in with the eye enhancer palette. I'm gonna take some of that blue color in there. So I'm really excited to hone in more on my colors. I've actually been, ever since I got it done and I got my results back, I've been wearing more of my colors. I've been creating a look so similar to this with my Makeup by Mario palette, the more matte toned one that's cool toned, and I love it. But I love how I can literally get the same effect with these Covergirl palettes. Super cute. The formula is a little bit more buildable, but I like it. We're gonna apply that gorgeous baby blue on the lid, and these eye enhancer palettes I think are great because they're literally meant to enhance your eyes. So they have a bunch of different quads based on your eye colors. If you have brown eyes, darker eyes, you gotta be wearing blues, teals, smoky grays. Your eyes are gonna pop so much. Blue eyes, I would stick with like oranges and more warm tone shades because your blue eyes are gonna literally be piercing through. And I love green eyes because I feel like you could kind of do a little bit of everything with green. You could do burgundy, you could do purples, you could do more cranberry colors, and even browns look really good with green eyes. I'm gonna just use a little bit of this gray in here. Gonna just blend the center of my lid with that color, mixing it with the brown, or with the blue and the other darker gray. Gold jewelry technically is not meant for me. I mean, obviously this was all for fun, like literally wear whatever you want. I'm still gonna continue to wear yellow gold, but it turns out silver, platinum, you know, like white gold is much better on my skin tone and it pops more, which I can also see that. But I love mixing metals, so I will continue to mix metals. Take a little bit of this like icy shimmery white right here on the end. I am going to do a little wing because I want to do a half lash today, and I just want to make this extra smoky and use all the colors in this palette. Tell me what's the first thing you think of when you think of Covergirl, because for me, I think of America's Next Top Model, especially with these little eye enhancer palettes. Like I feel like I've definitely seen something with enhancing your eyes on an America's Next Top Model episode, like when they would do those challenges. Speaking of mixing metals, the earrings that I'm wearing today, I actually recently got these from Baby Gold. They're like little tiny hoops, but they are like twist hoops, and they have a combination of silver and gold in them, and I love them. I thought they were like perfect for every day because they're like dainty, but with the mixed metals, it's like my vibe. If you like more dainty jewelry and you want to splurge, I think Baby Gold is really nice. I did a whole jewelry collection if you guys are interested, and I went through like all of my favorite pieces, but I love them. I pretty much wear Baby Gold like every single day. And then this hand chain, I like cannot stop wearing it. This one is actually, it's a little bit of a newer one. It's from Etsy, it's from the same seller, but this one has like little blue sapphires and just like blue details. They have like a red one too online, but this is from Etsy. This ring is from Amazon, and then this is also Baby Gold, a little stack that I have here. And I also have this new mascara. It's the Splash On mascara from Wet n Wild and SpongeBob. It's a collab they recently did, and this is waterproof. But I am gonna do a false lash today because I've been loving half lashes, and I have these kitten half lashes from Salon Perfect. Also got these at Walmart. So I'm gonna pop these on, but let's try the mascara first. Let me know if you guys watched SpongeBob growing up. It was actually one of my favorites when I was younger. This is what the wand looks like. It's very bendy, the wand. Like, it's super flexible. I actually love still watching shows that I used to watch when I was younger. Like me and Hector have watched SpongeBob now as grown adults. I enjoy watching shows that I used to watch when I was younger as an adult because I feel like that's so important to keep your inner child alive. So this is your reminder to do more things that you once did as a kid, whether that's watching your favorite comfort movies that you watched when you were younger or coloring or something. Also, hello, this mascara is giving so much length and separation right now. I have this new eyeliner. It's like new to me, but I don't think it's brand new. It's the e.l.f. No Budge retractable eyeliner. I love a good liner like this because you don't have to worry about sharpening it. So let's apply this. I'm going to apply this on my waterline, but I want to apply it on my top lash line, just a tight line. Oh, it's creamy. The false lashes are a total winner. If you're into half lashes, highly recommend these kitten ones. I have two new glowy primers here. They're the same primer, just different shades. It's the Skin Enhancer Luminizers from Covergirl. So I'm gonna start with the lighter color on one side and then we'll do the bronzy toned one on the other. But before we add the primer, I'm gonna do a quick refresh with the Hydrating Milky Mist from Pixi. Love this stuff. Feels so good. Very lightweight, but it gives the skin a nice amount of moisture. Now let's try the Jelly Opal Glow. Oh, that's pretty. It kind of is like the Say Super Glowy Gel. It's very glowy, but it doesn't look like a liquid highlighter glow. Like it actually is really pretty. And now for the other side, we're gonna do the Jelly Bronze Glow. I feel like this is a little bit more subtle compared to other like bronzing drops or other bronzy products that sometimes can just look really patchy. The Opal Glow one definitely gives you that icy glow similar to the Say Super Glowy Gel, and then this one gives a touch of bronze, but it's still on the subtle side. So I actually don't have a new foundation or anything, so we're gonna stick to what we know and what we love, which is the Milani Conceal and Perfect Blur Out Skin Tint. This is still one of the best skin tints I've used, and I love it because it has a more soft matte finish, and I'm gonna use the shade 07. Got a juicy pimple right there. Let's cover that up. It reminds me of when I used to have my lip piercing. I'm gonna use an e.l.f. Ultimate blending brush. I'm so happy that I got that closed. So the story behind my lip piercing is I loved it at one point. I got it when I was so young. I think I was like 15 or 16. I like begged my parents to let me get it. Okay, wait, is this a little bit too light? Grabbing shade 9 on this side to see. I would always mix two shades with this skin tint because sometimes it's like a little bit too light. Like this one I think is too light, shade 7. I think shade 9 is actually like my perfect match. Now that I just did that, I think so. Yeah. Okay, let's redo this cheek over here because this looks a little crazy. So back to the lip piercing. I loved it when I had it, but I kept playing with it. If you have a piercing on your lip, then you know how easy it is to continue to play with it. And after playing with it for so long, the hole on my face, like where my lip piercing is, it kept getting bigger and bigger. So every time I would take out my piercing, or if it would fall out or something, I had a huge hole on my face. It was actually right here. My pimple is right here. The piercing was like right next to it. You can still kind of see the scar, but it was getting so bad to the point where I felt like I had to always have the lip piercing in because if I took it out, then there was just a huge hole in my face and it was a big eyesore. But thankfully, my oral surgeon at the time, he ended up closing the hole on my face. It was right before I went to college, so this was 2014, and it literally gave me the biggest confidence boost because I was like, yes, like I don't have to have a piercing on my face anymore. I don't have to worry about it and like keep playing with it and making the hole bigger, and now it's just like a little scar and you can't even really tell, honestly, unless you're looking really up close. I remember he told me too, you're gonna have a really light scar, you can get it lasered if you want, but I just never did because after that it didn't really bother me. I was just so happy that I didn't have a hole in my face. But every time I get a pimple around my mouth right here, it just reminds me of my lip piercing days. The primers are a winner, by the way. They're really glowy, so if you like something glowy, you're gonna love these. Another new product from Catrice. This is the Caffeine Kick Under Eye Serum. Hard Candy used to make something like this. It's a cooling effect serum, and it has like the little metal applicator situation right there. Oh, it is like a little serum. Feels like a gel on my under eyes. I should have did this before I did the skin tint. Look at how hydrating that is. I love the metal applicator. Oh, actually, it does feel cooling. Feels like a jelly water serum. The skin tint from Milani has a soft matte finish, but it looks more glowy with the primers that we used underneath from Covergirl, which I do really like. They actually do remind me, by the way, of the Say Super Glowy Gels. Like, it has that similar, very thin consistency. And then I have this new under eye brightening corrector from Essence. This one is in the shade Light. I'm gonna try one under eye first. Definitely brightened. And for concealer, I'm gonna just use my JoA Eye Serum Concealer. Unfortunately, it's so sad. A product that I love so much, the brand is going out of business. I'm like, what is happening? So sad about it because I love this concealer. It's, I think, one of the best at the drugstore for like coverage. I love the way this wears on my under eyes. They probably are gonna have a bunch of discounts at CVS. That's where you can get them. I actually love the way the concealer looks with that under eye brightener. It really made a difference. And it was really blendable too. We're gonna do the other side because I desperately need it. Probably don't need as much as what I used. Like a little bit of this stuff really does go a long way. Now we have a new liquid blush. This is another SpongeBob and Wet n Wild collab. This one is in the shade Rockstar. It's a pretty bubblegum pink. How pretty is that color? This is like one of my favorite shades of pink ever. I'm gonna use this little angled brush from Versed. I love the packaging to this blush too. The fact that there's no sponge applicator, like a lot of brands are coming out with nowadays. Like, I appreciate just the traditional doe foot blush applicator. We're also gonna bronze the skin a little bit with this new Revolution bronzer stick. It's in the shade Sunset. Look at how pretty this looks. Just a little bronzer stick. I'm just gonna bronze up my forehead a little bit. It doesn't look too orange. Yeah, I'm using this brush. It's an Hourglass little angled brush, and the brush that I was just using I think could be a nice dupe for it, from Versed. This is a brand you can get at Target. They have makeup now, but they also did have skincare. But look, this is like a nice little dupe comparison right here. I love the way this is blending. This was really nice. It gave me just the right amount of warmth to my forehead. Nice blend to it, nice undertone. I love it. Cute packaging too. Now we're gonna set the under eyes. I found this powder at Walmart actually. It was only like $4. I didn't even know that Makeup Revolution had a pink powder like this. I don't like this packaging, that's the only thing, but I wanted to try it because it was so affordable. And I do like Makeup Revolution powders. I just wish that the packaging was different, but we're gonna have to just make it work today because I love a good pink powder. I'm gonna pour it onto this little dish that I have from Amazon, and we're gonna use a puff. This one's also from Makeup Revolution. I love to do a pink powder with a pink blush, and I think that the shade of pink with the blush and then the powder is like perfect. I love how smooth this looks on the under eyes. For the eyes, I'm gonna go back in with the No Budge retractable liner from e.l.f. and I'm gonna just line my waterline with this. I actually really loved this on my top lash line. It was super creamy. And I actually just ran out of my favorite retractable liner from Rimmel. I'm going to use the Eye Enhancer palette again. I'm going to take a little bit of the navy blue and then just smudge that on my lower lash line. Wait for the inner corner, always. And then we're gonna go back in with that Wet n Wild mascara, which I do think is really good. It has like those tiny little, they look like spikes, but like, you know, the little fibers on the end, which I feel like definitely help to elongate your lashes. And I feel like sometimes with brands, they have some of their best products in limited edition collections, honestly. So now we're gonna do the lips, and I actually wanted to try this Sheer For It blush tint from e.l.f. So it's a tint for your cheeks and your lips, but I've seen people applying this on their lips with a lip liner. This one I have in the color Left on Red. It's supposed to be a dupe for the Benefit Benetint, which honestly, I've never even tried that product. So that is what we're going for. It's just like a very sheer tint. But like, that's the point, you know, like for summer. Oh, see, it's not wiping away. I'm gonna just apply this on my lips and then we'll do a lip liner and gloss over top. Now this is gonna be the ultimate test. I'm gonna do a little kiss test on the back of my hand. I just wiped away a lip liner. I did Rimmel Cappuccino, which is one of my favorite cool toned lip liners, but I feel like it doesn't really complement the lip stain, so I wiped it off. But it does leave a nice, pretty like cherry red stain behind. So I'm just gonna top it off with the Hard Candy lip liner, and this one is in the shade First Move. And I love these lip liners because they come with a little brush so you can smudge them in. Then we're going to go in with these new glosses from Catrice, the Diamond Glaze Lip Gloss. And this one is a multi-dimensional glitter lip gloss. And it's in the shade Poppin' Glitters. It smells like grape medicine that you take as a kid when you're sick. I feel like I need a little bit of gloss. Oh, wow. So pretty. Very glittery. But you don't feel the glitter. It definitely goes on super smooth. The stain on the lips from e.l.f, it doesn't transfer at all, actually. The last thing I'm gonna do is just set my makeup with the ColourPop Pretty Fresh setting spray. This is like the newest drugstore setting spray. I do love the spray on this. It's so nice. It goes on really even. And there's no fragrance, which is great. Let's let this marinate and then we'll chat about the goodies. There's some winners in today's video. The eyeshadow palettes, total winners, especially the little eye enhancer quads. These are super cute. I think they're a nice addition too with other cool toned palettes that I own, especially the light blue. It's my favorite shade that I used. Love. The Splash On mascara from Wet n Wild, I also love. If you're into a lengthening formula, you're gonna like this. It lengthens, it separates, and the wand feels nice and comfortable on the eyes. So I'm into it. And so far, I don't notice any flaking, which is good. These half lashes, I definitely tried these before, but they look amazing with a smoky look, and they're not too much, but they give just the right amount of volume and wispiness. Skin enhancer luminizers from Covergirl did not disappoint. They give you just the right amount of glow. They are hydrating, but they still feel nice and lightweight and very thin. The consistency reminds me of the Say Super Glowy gels, but for a much more affordable price. I'm gonna have to do a side-by-side comparison. I think I have to just do another updated dupes video in general, but I really like these so far. And I love how the jelly bronze glow didn't look muddy or orangey on my skin. Like, it actually blended in and gave a gorgeous glow to the skin. I love. The caffeine under eye serum from Catrice was nice and hydrating. It definitely did what it said it does. It hydrates, it cools, and it does absorb into the under eye area very quickly, which I like. I loved this Wet n Wild blush. This is the prettiest Pepto-Bismol baby pink, but it's so gorgeous, especially with the pink powder. I didn't even use any powdered blush over top like I typically do because I felt like I didn't really need it with the combo that I did. These look so good together. The pink powder from Revolution actually looks super smooth, and I took a photo too with flash. Let me show you. I don't think it looked terrible. Like, we've definitely had way worse pictures before with flash. So I took this on my back camera in my closet with no lights, and I don't think it looks too casty on my under eyes. Like, it's a little bit light, but I still think it looks really good. So the powder is a winner. This e.l.f. tint I think is going to be a total winner for the summer. I'm gonna have to try it on the cheeks, but I love what it did to the lips. It definitely gives you that pretty like cherry popsicle kind of stain. It looks gorgeous with the gloss over top. I actually love the color too with the glitter gloss that I used from Catrice, the Diamond Glaze lip gloss. It just made it a little bit more pinky. This is not a super juicy gloss though. It's definitely more just sparkly, glittery. So I feel like it's a nice topper, but if you want something very like high shine, this is not it. However, when you apply it, even though it is a more sparkly gloss formula, it still goes on nice and smooth. You don't feel the glitter on your lips, but it's not a super like high shine formula is what I'm saying. It's just more so glittery. And then I really liked the under eye brightener from Essence as well. This blended really nicely, and I like how it gave a little bit of extra coverage with the concealer over top. I thought it was really nice as well. So far so good with that. And then this Revolution bronzer, this reminds me of something from like Rare Beauty or Milk Makeup. It was so blendable. Love the color payoff, and I like the undertone of this bronzer stick as well. So this is good. So far too, I actually have been really liking the Pretty Fresh and ColourPop setting spray. It has a nice natural finish. It feels comfortable, and I like how it marinates all of my products, but it doesn't alter the finish of my makeup. So far I actually have been really liking that as well. But I'll keep you posted on this lip stain, how it does last throughout the rest of the day after eating and everything, but I do really like it because it seems to be transfer proof. Let me know if you guys have tried any of these products, and if there's any other new drugstore makeup you want me to test out, leave it down below in the comments as well. Thank you guys so much for being here. Make sure to subscribe for new videos every week, and I'll see you very soon in my next one. Bye!